Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls Golden, what if, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back with the finale of What If Deku was Kurama's Jinchuriki. But real quick, I'm gonna let all y'all know, stay to the end of the video. I will be saying something at the very end of the video, very important to this series especially. But basically, all I'm gonna say right now, make sure to hit that like button, comment, all that types of stuff if you enjoyed this series. But also make sure to stay to the end. I promise you, stay to the end. Okay, that's about it. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time, and we're gonna get right into the what if. Let's get it. Stain and Midoriya walk in as the television begins talking. I'm glad to see you here, Midoriya. Back with your people. Us monsters need each other. Yeah, agreed. But to be fair, you put me in a favorable situation for yourself. Yes, very true. But now you truly understand, my child. Midoriya nods and Shigaraki shows him his living quarters. It's not perfect, but should be good enough. Yeah, thanks, I guess. Midoriya puts all his stuff down and begins thinking about what his plans should be until Stain enters the room. Come on, kid. You're gonna help me patrol around for some fake heroes. Get your kunai and your cloak. Midoriya grabs his kunai and throws on his cloak. Okay, let's go. They head out and begin talking. You know, kid, you joining the league, even if it's to reach your ultimate goal of keeping your mother safe, will put you on the hero's radar. Yeah, I know. And I don't even think what I did can save me now. Yeah, what you're about to do is gonna be seen as not very heroic. Well, I mean, at least in the eyes of the public. Doesn't matter. All that matters to me is my mother's safety. That's it. You know, kid, you definitely are making me think long and hard about what a true hero really is. They both continue to talk and basically say they need to wait for the perfect time to strike and to end both Shigaraki and All For One. Because if they killed Shigaraki now, then killing All For One would become a lot harder. They finish up their fake patrol and they head back to the League of Villains base. Perfect. You two are finally here. We need to talk about some new recruits, and also something else that is going down. Shigaraki explains that they want to kidnap a boy by the name of Katsuki Bakugo, and that he has the makings of a real asset, and that their class is currently going to this isolated forest lodge as they speak. Okay, so what do you want us to do? Well, we are going to capture him, and I just need you, Midoriya, to create a distraction. Kill your old classmates, injure them, I don't really care. We just need time to get Bakugo out and bring him back here. Okay, when do we go? 3 people, being Dabi, Toga, and Spinner, walk through saying that they go tonight. Yes, precisely. Kurogiri will warp you all there, and a couple of our other good friends will meet us there as well. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna go lay down until then. Midoriya walks by, but Toga stops him, saying that he's really cute and she wants some of his blood. Well, too bad I don't bleed. He grabs her knife and cuts himself, but it heals after just 2 seconds. He walks into his room and lays down. How you feeling, kid? Like shit, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Yes, I'm sorry it couldn't be different for you. What do you mean? My last host dealt with his whole village hating him. Obviously this is a different situation, but still forced you to do something and go through something you didn't want to because of me. It's fine, Kurama. I would be weak without you, so to me, you're still a blessing. Midoriya sleeps for a bit, waiting for the knock on his door. The knock then comes, and he heads out to the front of the bar. Kurogiri teleports everyone and Midoriya is told to head to the middle of the forest where a lot of students would be. He heads over in his one-tailed cloak form, refusing to show anyone his 9 tails chakra form before being able to use it on All for One. He hangs out in a tree as Dabi lights the whole forest on fire. The students in the forest begin to panic and try to figure out what they should do. Kendo and Tetsu then run by Midoriya, but Midoriya drops down on them. They stare in shock, knowing that he is the one who apparently beat All Might. Now where do you think you're going? Midoriya swiftly knocks them both out and drags them both to the front of the camp, the camp facing the forest. He throws them both toward the other students, and the majority of them being Class 1A. They basically ask him why is he doing this, but he just turns around and heads back into the forest as Spinner fights everyone. He walks back into the forest using chakra to cover his face from the gas. He spots more and more students and he approaches them, some of them being from Class 1B and also Momo Yaoyorozu. He approaches them and they all have their guards up. Kid, you know what to do. Midoriya charges at them, knocking them all out except for Momo. She stands there in complete shock, and Midoriya whispers something in her ear and she drops something into his pocket. He knocks her out as well, and he drags them all using a bunch of chakra arms. He throws them at the class and begins walking away, knowing that they captured Bakugo. And for you, Eraserhead, don't think about coming for me. I don't want to have to kill you as well. Midoriya leaves, and the class stands there in shock and basically just completely shocked at what occurred. Midoriya is transported back to the League of Villains base, and as he watches as they chain up Bakugo and put him in a chair, they all wait until he finally wakes up. What the hell is a bunch of you extras doing? It's pretty simple, Bakugo. I want you to join us. People like us are misunderstood, and Bakugo cuts him off, saying that he won't turn sides like this weak-minded extra Midoriya, and that when they let him go, he's gonna kill them all. Midoriya steps in front of Bakugo, and a figure appears behind him of Kurama, and it scares not only Bakugo, but everyone in the room. You better cooperate, Katsuki, or I'll cut you limb to limb. Bakugo agrees to finally listen, and Midoriya reaches in his pocket. He pulls out a tracker. We have to move. I was tagged and didn't realize. Midoriya destroys the tracker, but as he does, tons of pro heroes bust in. He gets kicked in the head and pretends to be knocked out. They all are sent through a portal and arrive in the middle of the city. The League of Villains currently surrounding Bakugo. Midoriya acts like he just woke up and sees All for One about to face off with All Might. Midoriya stands next to All for One, and All Might looks on in shock. You don't have to do this, young Midoriya. You will throw everything away. I don't care, All Might. I'll do what I must. Please, young Midoriya. You could still be a hero. Midoriya changes into his 9 tails chakra form, shocking everyone around. I know, All Might. That's why. Midoriya punches All for One so hard that he goes flying at the ground. Midoriya smiles toward All Might, and All Might launches at All for One, being almost at the peak of his power. Midoriya uses his shadow clones to defeat the entirety of the League of Villains, making sure Shigaraki is out cold and can't go anywhere. Izuku, while staring down with All Might, realized that with everybody here, he could capture both All for One and Shigaraki, without resorting to killing them. The League was then captured and put into cuffs and sent off to prison. Midoriya's shadow clones disappear, and he walks over to the police, where they have cuffs for him. Aizawa runs over, saying that this is ridiculous and that he is just a kid and he just saved them all. Don't worry, Aizawa-sensei. Just put in a good word and maybe I'll be out soon. Midoriya is cuffed and smiles to All Might and Aizawa. You know, this is just my job, kid. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even be taking you in. It's okay, officer. I understand. And hopefully I'm given another chance anyways. The officer smiles, knowing that this kid didn't truly do anything wrong, and he tells him that he will put in a good word as well. They arrive, and Midoriya is kept in a cell that, obviously he could easily break out of, but knows that it's just best to wait. After about a week, Nezu and Aizawa enter the station he is actually being held at.
Midoriya, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Most of the officers are very nice to me, and I got someone to talk to, so it's all good. They tell him that what he did was very risky, but they now know why he did it.
We talked to your mother, kid. She is safe, but is worried that you are here.
Yeah, so is there any way I can get out of here? Nezu then speaks up. Actually, there's 2 ways for you to get out.
Huh? 2 ways? What are those? Well, kid, the first option is you come back to UA and train to be a hero, which in my opinion you're already ready to be a pro, but that's obviously not my choice. The other option is we let you go to the US, you start a life over again with your mother, and you go to a hero school over there if they let you.
Midoriya looks down and begins to think. Yeah, I think I'm ready to get out of here. He is released, and they all head over to UA, in which all the students basically all moved into dorms, and they all meet Midoriya outside and greet him back. Thank you all for welcoming me back like this, but I won't be here very long. The class asks what is he talking about, and he explains. I'm just here to say my goodbyes. I'm moving out of Japan and I'm going to America, where my mother is currently staying. Not sure where this will take me, but I want to be able to protect my mother if need be. Midoriya then looks at Aizawa. Also, if you ever need me, at the end of the day, I'm only 1 call away. I hope all of you will be amazing heroes. The class is shocked, but they all understand the decision. Midoriya says his goodbyes, and a car picks him up to take him to the airport. Midoriya flies all the way to America, and when he gets there, he is not only greeted by his mother, but also by other people, which seem to be other pro heroes. You know I'm not a danger to anyone, right? They tell him that isn't why they are here. He is handed a letter, and then they immediately leave. He hugs his mother, and they head to the home that she is currently living in. They talk for a bit, and he asks how America has been treating her, and she tells him that it's been amazing over here. I'm glad to hear that, Mom. So, are you going to open that letter? Oh, yeah, maybe I should. Midoriya opens it, and his eyes grow wide. What does it say, Izuku? It says, we would like to invite you to an after-school work study in which you will go to a regular non-hero school, but you will work with a hero agency. And the hero agency that is inviting you to this work study is the #1 hero, Stars and Stripes. Inko begins celebrating, and Kurama even congratulates Midoriya. Midoriya begins to tear up and cry, and his mom hugs him. I didn't think I was going to be a hero when I was sent to jail, but this is more than what I deserve. Inko tells him to not think like that, and says that he did what he did for the sake of his own mother, and he is the farthest thing from a villain. Midoriya wipes his tears and smiles. The next day he goes to regular school and finishes around 2 p.m. and then heads over to the agency. When he arrives, he is greeted by a tall woman. He smiles, and Midoriya knows this is where his real hero journey truly begins. And that is a wrap for this series, quote unquote. I'm gonna set a like goal. If y'all want an extended version, I'll just call it like What If Deku was Kurama's Jinchuriki grand finale. I'll probably have him, I don't know exactly what I would do, but obviously there's a lot of pathways I could take in terms of just making a whole arc up, obviously, right? Which I totally could. But I guess we're gonna put a like goal of, let's do 300 likes in 24 hours. If we can get 300 likes in 24 hours, then I will do a grand finale of this series. But for now, I'm gonna wait for the 24 hours to conclude, and if we're at 300 likes, then I'll make the grand finale. If we're not, then I'll just combine these videos and make a quote-unquote movie for the people that do wait for the movies. I hope y'all enjoyed this series. If you did, like I said, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, comment down below any suggestions, future suggestions, all that good stuff. And I appreciate all the love and support, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.
I don't wanna waste what's left. And